Guys, MA Fish Guy here doing a video request, more so information. I was on a radio show with Mr. Hannah Pro Discus recently, and we kind of covered the power outages and what to do in case of it. I have quite a few videos out there, but apparently they're not being resourced as much as I want to, so I'm kind of hoping to put a complete guide out there to kind of help everybody during these power outages. Now all this can pretty much just go in a 5-gallon bucket. It's real nice. You pay $5 for a 5-gallon bucket with a lid, and just put it down in your basement or wherever your fish room is or underneath your fish tank and forget about it. Because trust me, you want this to be there when you need it and not panic trying to get everything around when it happens. The first crucial thing that you can get is a generator, of course, but no one has $400 or $500 to set up their fish tank on a generator. At least I don't. And probably a lot of you guys don't out there either. The next thing you can get is a UPS, which is a uninterrupted power supply. Basically, this is a battery backup built mainly for computer systems, but can be utilized for the aquarium hobby as well. Now, it's not going to run your tank continuously for 6 to 8 hours because that heater will suck the juice out of it. But if you can turn it on and off for every hour for maybe 5-10 minutes just to get something into the water and water movement, it's better than nothing. So then if you can't get that, and the UPS usually runs about $40 to maybe $80 to $100 depending on the life of the battery that you're looking for. So it could be a little bit pricey. But down to the bucket now, the first thing of course you want is a battery operated pump and of course a set of batteries. Now these run about $10. I'll have links down below to all these products. You can check them out and buy them. Buy a whole kit right there. So battery operated pump. If you can't have that or you can't find one, you can always do a pitcher, just a regular 2-quart pitcher or 4-quart, whatever you have. And basically the only real reason for this is going to be taking water from the tank, scooping it up and dumping it back in to agitate the top surface of the water to create some kind of oxygen source and water movement for these guys. And it will be utilized for heating the tank a little bit later. I'll be discussing that. But then the next thing you want is some kind of either gas grill, like one of those little Coleman camping grills, a gas grill itself, like the big heavy duty units that a lot of us have for barbecuing, and just a cheap tea kettle. Now you can heat the water in a pot or any kind of thing to heat water in, but the tea kettles heat up a lot faster, they boil a lot quicker, and you can utilize more water quicker without using so much of your propane up. Because if you're low for some reason, or if you have a gas stove in the house, you can also do this as well. So boil up some water. You want to get some water bottles as well. You can do 2-liter, soda bottles. You can do small little, water bottles like the water bottles you drink or the flavored water. Anything like that you can do. And what this is going to do is you're going to take that water that's heated up and you're going to put it into the containers of the bottles, and you're going to float these on the aquarium. Now what that's going to do is help distribute heat, but with that the heat's mostly going to stay towards the top. So this is when you can either use the pitcher of water or the air pump and put the air pump underneath it directly with the air stone so it's rotating the water around it, or you can take the water pitcher, scoop up some water and dump it directly over the heated source. Now what's nice about these bottles is it's really not going to hurt your fish at all. If you want to get real creative and you want to distribute the heat a little bit better, you can put a 5-pound bag of gravel or sand and distribute some of the sand or stone into the bottle, and that's going to help sink it. It might take quite a bit to sink it, but you can do it. It's really not necessary. You can float them and it's going to work perfectly fine. So next, after you've done that, or even before you've done it, the first major step that you want to do is get a fleece blanket. Now what this is going to be used for is basically covering and insulating the tank and allowing not a lot of the heat to come out. Now the main thing you want to do is you don't want to wrap the sides so much, you want to wrap the top and let it drape over it. Lights are going to be off anyways. Make sure you unplug the lights just in case they do power back on. But just place it right over the top, that way it keeps all the heat in. And when you're heating the tank with the water bottles, it's going to keep that heat in as well and kind of help distribute it so the air temperature isn't so cold around the tank. If you don't have a fleece blanket or some kind of blanket, you can use newspaper, styrofoam, anything like that. Newspaper is a good insulation to use for your tanks. So that's a basic kit. to what you can do to kind of help save some fish. Because right now with all these power outages, snowstorms, ice storms flowing up the East Coast, down south, West Coast, everywhere, we're all dealing with these power outages, and the last thing you want to do is lose a bunch of fish to a power outage because either you didn't think it would happen or you didn't think it could happen. It happens to everybody. Like I said, this is nice because you can throw this whole kit, all these little supplies, right in a 5-gallon bucket, throw the lid on it, chuck it under your tank, forget about it, and you'll never hopefully need it, but if you do, it's there. A lot of times you can build these kits for probably under 20 or 30 bucks. The most expensive part is going to be that battery operated pump, but like I said, you really don't absolutely need that if you have no problem with every half an hour taking some water out and dumping it in. So that's a quick guide on how to help save your fish during a power outage. It's definitely crucial to get. So hope it helps. I'll put a list down below just so you can read the list out, and I will have links to the products for sale. So thank you for watching. Check out my other videos. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you.